Welcome, this is Goblin Marine doing a recap for week 1 of the Holy League, season 1. So we've got a heck of a scoreline here just looking at it. This is the first week in the books for the Holy League. So starting off, we have Not in the Face Please, Wood Elves versus Maximum Ogre Drive, Ogres. So 6-0, that is some SPP there. We've got 9 SPP for Ogres, which really isn't terrible for an unleveled ogre team. We'll take a look at the boneheads in a moment. Not in the face, please. Chase me. No pout allowed. Many pushes. No punchy, please. My ball. Too fast to fist. Like, oh my god. The SPP. That's at least 4 elves that leveled. So I predicted we'd have some elves. Well, if I didn't, I should have predicted we'd have some elves going crazy. And oh my god, do we already. So statistics, 2 injuries off 29 blocks, 3 KOs, not great for Maximum Ogre Drive. Hopefully as they get some skills, they can get those numbers up. But it's hard to pin woodies down. They start with so many skills. 4 KOs, 3 injuries off of 20 blocks. So I'm assuming that the Noblar's broke, is just what I'm assuming there. I haven't been able to look into it. 3 passes and 3 catches, 100% for the elves. Death sustained, hopefully that was a Noblar. We'll see the teams after this. Dice rolls. How did the boneheads do? Let's look at the ogres. Boneheads, 59 and 9. That's just on cue, 1 and 6 basically. A little bit better than 1 and 6. So that's, that's actually 1 and 7. Ooh, the ogre's doing things. Got a catch, probably a Noblar. Some throws, some going for it. Not doing great on the go for it. Not doing great on the pickups, but if those were ogres, then that's ahead of schedule, or better than you would expect. Injuries, I don't know how to read those yet. How are the block dice? 16 POWs. Alright, so they had a few chances to POW some elves. Lots of 3-die blocks. Love it, love it. Look at all these 3-dies. Look at that. Look at all of that. That's amazing. Whereas the elves, yeah, I got almost as many POWs, and probably didn't need them if they were on ogres. Getting some 3-dies themselves, that might be the tree. We'll have to look at that team, but 6-0. That's hard. That's going to be hard for somebody to beat on the score line. 12 of them going to chase me. Whew. Wait, chase me already had SPP. Interesting. Next up, Kane's Night Witches. Obviously a Dark Elf team. Versus Los Angeles Lionhearts, the human team. I believe this is the human team that has no ogre. So put up 11 SPP for the humans and 15 for the elves. Elves going to be elfing up in this league. But a 1-1 draw, so good for the humans. They'll probably take that against any elf team. 27 blocks to 55. Man, those elves were bashing. About even percentage of KOs and injuries. Not terrible on that. But the passes, man. The elves were just passing up a storm, farming some SPP. 1 elf leveled. The rest are well on their way. Humans are going to have to take another game at least to level some of these guys up. But they're within shooting distance. Dice were amazing for the elves. 8 1s, 22 6s, 18 5s. Like, you can do anything you want as an elf with dice like that. The block dice weren't great. There were a lot of both downs, but probably they have some blitzers, so probably that didn't matter. Humans, not a lot of POWs. The elves got more POWs by double. The humans had a fair number of pushes, some both downs. Probably getting some work done on the defender stumbles also. Do not appear... No, they got 2 where they had to take defender stumbles. Taking some 1-dies. Their dice also not bad, but you need 3 pluses. So those 2s and 1s are both bad. 40% pickups. If this wasn't in the rain or in tackle zones, that is abhorrent for a human team. Unless they had an ogre and were trying to carry with him. But I don't believe they do. And there's no boneheads. So clearly they don't have an ogre. Dodges at 50%. Man, I don't know what was going on for this poor human team, but it looks like their agi was just not working out. 40% pickups and 50% dodges for an agi 3 team. Like, are you playing Kemri all of a sudden? Wake up's right on par. Go for it's right on par. really just having trouble with the ball handling. The elves pickups were 75%, so there's not enough for that to be perfect, but that's not terribly bad. Their dodges were 10 and 0, so the elves just doing what they needed to do, and the humans just not getting the dice they wanted. That's terribly unfortunate for them. Hopefully they have better cooperation from the dice next season. I would rather see like 3 threes and 2 twos than 1 ones, because that's rough. You guys need to be keeping up with those wood elves. Got to be scoring just to keep up with the wood elves. All right, Leapers of Faith and Earthquake Valley Vipers. We have High Elves and Kislev. Yes, sir. Oh, I remember. You guys are allowed to. Yeah, you guys are allowed to have captains. So that Woody that already had 12, who got 6, was the captain. I see. I see. So he had 6 for guard, picking up the MVP on this captain. How's the rest of the SPP looking? Once again, Elf at 14. The Kislev at 12. Not bad. Not bad at all. How are the dice? Not bad. About average. Elves making so many dice rolls fewer than the Kislev. Kislev is one of those teams that just has to get dicey to get stuff done. And they did. And it seems like they got stuff done if they won 2-1 over the Elves. How many passes did the Elves throw? Where are the passes? 3 passes. 6 and 2 for catches. So hopefully they got some pass SPP. Based on these numbers, they got 1 pass SPP or 3. How many armor breaks? They had 1 injury. Yeah, okay. So that was an injury. Or no, one of these was an injury. That's the touchdown. 3 passes. Yeah, so they got 3 pass SPP. Good for them. Kislev, leaps. 90% leaps. I don't know how many of those were with his catchers versus everyone else, but 90% leaps is pretty good for 3 pluses. Really good for 3 pluses. 2 pluses, it's still a little good. So leaping all over the place. 2 catches of his own off of only 1 pass worked. 2 jump ups, always fun. The rest of his dice were pretty good. Block dice, not a lot of pows, a lot of pushes, but he won the game, so he managed to make it work. Fair number of pows here. A lot of pushes also, because if you got 13 of everything else, you'd expect 26 here. So a few pows went to pushes and a few extra pushes in the dice, but getting plenty of good results too on the Elves. 2-1 with the Kislev. We will see how this team is built. Next up, the Green Elves versus the Mini Muty Gits. So it's that Underworld versus Orcs. 2-0 for the Orcs. This was an admin game. That's disappointing. That's disappointing. All right. Lumberjack Lap Dancers versus Unexpected Party. This was not an admin game, so we have Pro Elves, Lumberjack Lap Dancers versus the Unexpected Party. Dwarves taking it 1-0 over Pro Elves, getting a level up on the runner, so he had a pass to end up at 6. And then there's also a touchdown. The Elves getting what looked to be 3 injuries. Wait, what? The Dwarfs had a pass and a touchdown, and the Elves had 3 injuries? What is this league? 2 injuries. So the other SCP has to be 2 passes. Okay. But still, 2 injuries to none for the Elves. Let's look at the dice. Lumberjack Lap Dancers getting some decent dice. Lots of 2s, but as long as they stick to the 2 pluses, that's fine. Unexpected Party, not getting the best dice, but making it work. If you need 3 pluses, you got enough to work with, but not a ton. Not rolling a lot of dice. Going for it were terrible. Dodges were bad. Catches and passes worked great. Pickups at 60%. Man, everybody's Kislev this week. Or not Kislev, Khemri. I don't understand these 60% pickups on dwarves and humans. That's just not right. It's not correct. Elves, dodges at 78. So if some of those were into tackle zones, that's great. If not, that's terrible. That's low. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's bad. It's rough. Going for it were good. Passes were 50%. Elves expect to do better than that. 3 out of 0 catches. So when the ball got to them, they got it. All the pickups. So other than the dodges being about 10% worse, elves were elfing. The block dice, plenty of POWs for the elves. Plenty of defender stumbles. Taking some both downs. Don't know if those were turnovers or not without knowing if that was a blitzer. Dwarves getting plenty of POWs. And, defender stumbles isn't as useful against elves that have dodge. But I don't know if pro elf catchers start with dodge. Catching sure hands? Or catching Nerves of Steel? So maybe they don't have dodge. These might all have been doing things. That's a lot of knockdowns if so. 6 pages. 6 pages. 62 blocks and no injuries to 33 blocks and 2 injuries. The dwarves tried their hardest to hurt those elves and just couldn't do it. They just couldn't get it done, but they won and they leveled the runner. Alright. Operation U-Tree versus Green Balls of Ice. Operation U-Tree, obviously woodies with a wood pun like that. Great Balls of Ice, Norse. 5 SPP on an Ulfwerner, that's good to see. It's not like he's going to be scoring that many touchdowns. 12 SPP to 17. Not bad number for the Norse. Not bad. The Elf's going to be Elfin. 12 on Taloren. Oh my god. Come on. If you just put this other 5 on him, he'd have leveled the second time. So that's going to be big. You got a War Dancer leveling up. 28 blocks to 57. Only getting 1 injury, the Norse. 2 for the woodies. I'm assuming that those 2 injuries are AV7 doing AV7 things. Assuming this is just the injury dice giving you the middle finger while the armor dice are cooperating. And I don't even know if 7 out of 57 is cooperating for the armor dice. It might not be. How'd the rolls go? We've got 50% stand up. That's exactly what a tree expects. 100% take root out of 12 rolls. So that tree was on the move. He wanted to keep up. Dodge is 87%. That's close to right. I think that's a little high, but that's fine. Catches at 60. That's not good unless a bunch of them were in several tackle zones. Going forwards were right on par. Wake ups were pretty good given the number you rolled. Man. Elves be elfin. 1 leap. Only 1 leap? 46s. So if you're rolling a 2+, the vast majority of these dice work for you. Man, those were a lot of push POWs, which is fine against Norse. So, 8, 7, 9, 9, and 18. So you gave up a fair number of pushes and a skull for those defender stumbles. 3 pages worth of blocks for Operation U-Tree. The Norse getting a lot of POWs themselves, getting a lot of both downs, which work out for them. Fair number of defender stumbles. There's those POWs. 5 pages of blocks and only 1 injury to show for it. That's just unfortunate. Getting the knockdowns, not getting the removals. And that's pretty much what does it for Wood Elves, is not being removed. Alright, next up we've got Holy Moonsault versus Holy Frenzied Leapers. Alright, this was another Underworld versus a Kislev team. 2-0 Kislev. That's not, I would say, terribly surprising. 2 injuries on 22 blocks, 2 injuries on 52 blocks. So the Underworld doing a lot better on the injury front for SPP. No passes versus 1 pass. 9 SPP for the Underworld and 16 for Kislev. That's working out for Kislev. This guy's almost leveled. Some of their other players probably are also very close to leveling. Another touchdown here. Well, not very close, but a touchdown on these guys. Couple of injuries, a couple passes. An MVP on any of them does it. So, getting people within spitting distance of leveling. Wake ups right on par. Pickups, 50% pickups, unless it's raining. This was a bad week to be picking up the ball. Just get the ball somehow and don't let it hit the pitch, because nobody could pick up the ball this week. I don't know what's up with that. 46% dodges for the Kislev? That's seems really terrible. That just seems really terrible. Diving. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is even worse. 46% dodges for the Underworld team. On stunties who dodge on a 3+ no matter what. That is abhorrent. None of their diving tackle did anything. Got 33% leaps. Leaps on goblins without very long legs are 50%. Yeah, that's pretty bad on the leaps, unless their troll was leaping. Always hungry failed. Uh-oh, a goblin got eaten. This is the game where one of the goblins got eaten. Poor guy. The other one landed fine, but one of them got eaten. Man. Okay, who had more leaps? 3 leaps for the Underworld, 2 leaps. Underworld leaped more than Kislev. What is this? This is ridiculous. Is this Hup Hup's team? This has got to be Hup Hup's team. Gotta be. Block dice. Not a lot of blocks thrown for the Underworld. Lots coming up POW for the Kislev. Fair number of skulls. I don't think they were forced to take a skull. They took some both downs, but they were never forced to take a skull. Underworld, why would you take a skull when you had a push? I don't understand. Took a skull and a couple both downs. Man. Alright, so the Kislev got their pass. All the leaps they tried. Pickups were 50%, so maybe it was raining? Hopefully it was raining. But Kislev can do things on a 2+ if they have a catcher. So I don't know what's up with that. Just a bad week. Nuffle did not want ball play in this league that's all about ball play. So I don't know what that's on about. Alright, our other Kislev team versus our final Kislev and final Wood Elf. They face each other. So we've got Siberian Hopscotch Mafia versus Expletive HOLI. 2 passes, right up there even. SPP. 12 versus Elfing. What's this? 5, 7, 9, 11, 14, 20. 20 versus 12. 12 isn't a bad number, but 20 is about right for elves. 3-1, so Expletive HOLI, you gotta catch up with Not in the Face. You're only at half that number. Come on, you're slacking, elves. Alright, how many injuries? 1 injury. Same number of blocks, basically. Half the removals for the Kislev. So no wonder the elves win. That's what happens with woodies. When you don't get them off the pitch, they just score every single time. Just all the time. Same number of passes, though. That feels good. Dice rolls. Fair number of 1s. The leaps seem to be cooperating. If those were 3+ leaps, that's pretty good. If it was a mix of 3 and 2+, that's fine. If these are all 2+ leaps, then you have a lot of catchers, and that's not a good number. Dodges, 66%. If those were all 3+, then that's right on par. If some of them were 2+, then feels bad, man. You failed 1 or 2 that you shouldn't. 55% go for it. That's a number where that's a lot of turnovers now from that. Should have failed 1.5. Failed 4. Catches were doing fine. Wake up after KOs were fine. Jump ups did great. How about the elves? 61% dodges for elves. I hope, was their diving tackle used? Oh, they failed it. Yeah, so they didn't make the diving tackle. I see how this works now. They made diving tackle and they failed it. So 2 of those 8 failed dodges were diving tackle. So 15 and 6 is a little bit closer, but it's still pretty rough. That's still like a 20% failure rate, or 25% failure rate. So this is very bad dodge number. Passes worked, catches were pretty good, leaps worked. So can't really complain too much about the dice if you're the elves. You can complain about diving tackle all you want though. The tree did not bad as far as those take roots. Block dice. Whew, lots of defender stumbles, but Kislev can't really stop that, I don't think. They don't have dodge yet. fair number of pals and defender stumbles, but quite a few of these elves probably have dodge. But at the end of the day, a 1-3. So this is a wood elf league right now. We've got the not in the face and expletive HOLI doing really good. So not in the face, expletive, HOLI frenzied leapers also doing pretty good. So where's the other elf? All 3 wood elves and 2 of the kislev teams are in the top half on week 1. So that doesn't mean anything because it's only week 1. But 3 wood elf and 2 kislev teams are in the top 6 or 7 after 1 week of play. That's pretty funny. So we did have the one draw between the humans and the dark elves. Cut that out. We don't want to have all this draw. You got to win. You got to score all of the points. Just score all of the points, win all of the games, and make it really easy to know who's going to win. Otherwise, you come down to the end of the season, you got 16 draws each. Well, 4 draws each, and it's like, who's going to win? I don't know. What's the 9th tiebreaker? Don't put yourself in that spot. Just win it with the points. Be like not in the face, please. Just score. All right. That's enough goofing off. Maximum Overdrive versus Kane's Night Witches. So where is Kane's Night Witches? All right. So this is indeed a 4 blitzer build. Looks like the witch leveled up last game. That's important because now you've got that block, you've got that reliability. So you got half your team almost has block, which feels good. Going to the ogres. Maximum ogre drive. 5 ogres. Hopefully he started with 5, but he got guard on 1. There you go. Just start the fist bumping and the fist pumping and the face punching more with guard. All right, still doing all right on Noblars. Got plenty of them. One of them's about to level. That's unfortunate because that will end his career, either by taking a level and then getting punched, or just by being cycled because they're double the price. I don't know. I don't like Noblars with levels, but I don't play ogres. So I think that nobody will be surprised when I say that I think the elves have the advantage there on the ball. But again, you can never count ogres out because sometimes you just get face punched too much. So if the ogres cooperate and punch faces, they'll do fine on SPP. Not in the face versus Leapers of Faith. Where's Leapers of Faith? Well, let's start with not in the face. So this team got an insane amount of SPP. You have a strip ward answer, you have a frenzy ward answer, you have 2 block catchers. Like, we're 1 week in and there's 4 Blodge elves. Like, this is not going to end well for anyone who plays them. There's no way. Well, I guess they're playing. If you play Kislev and all you've got is diving tackle everywhere, maybe you can stop these guys. But this is just sick and disgusting already. But I guess that's what happens when you play ogres first and don't get face punched. Okay, Leapers of Faith are here. Alright, so 3 diving tackle, 2 catchers, guard. So, nowhere near as many bash skills as the wood elves. Not even more strength. They've only got 1 player that's got strength 3 instead of strength 2. So, those wood elves are going to give them some trouble. Hopefully this turns into a shootout and they both just end up with like 5 or 6 points. Because if they try, the wood elves are going to be able to score whenever they want. And I just hope Kislev can keep up with that wood elf team. So I'm going to give this one to Not in the Face, please. Going to call it for the elves again. Los Angeles Lionhearts versus the Green Elves. Where are the Green Elves? Or there. We'll start with the Lionhearts. So this is the human team. They have safe throw on the thrower and 2 catchers. So they got plenty of stuff that they need to get receptions. Looks like no SPP on blitzers. Feels bad, man. Would like to see them pick up some SPP, but you know, only got what, 1, 3, 8, 11 So, not too surprising that it wasn't on the blitzers. You kind of take it where you can get it. But hopefully, he's able to score and level up both these catchers and get this thrower a little bit more past SPP. Whoa, hold on. 5 rerolls. 5 rerolls. He's going to reroll every action. Just reroll it. Did it succeed? Who cares? Reroll it. I got 5 of them. I don't want to knock you down with a defender stumbles. I want to knock you down with a pow. I think that's insane. But as long as he's making use of that to do some craziness, I don't hate it. I just think it's crazy and hope that he's being crazy with it. So, Green Elves are an orc team. And I don't know how you level orcs in a league like this. You probably just guard everything. So, that was the admin game. So, 4 blitzers, a lineman, 4 black orcs, a troll, and a thrower with block. Perfectly fine. Against that human team, they're going to do pretty good. You know, the strength of the black orcs help. They've got basically the same amount of block. If they let the humans run around them with the catchers, they might get in trouble, though. That could land them in some trouble. I'm going to go with the humans for the speed advantage, just because these games tend to end up shootouts, or I want them to end up shootouts. And I don't think orcs keep up as well in the shootout. Hot tip, that means don't let it be a shootout to the orcs. Earthquake Valley Vipers versus Lumberjack Lap Dancers. Earthquake Valley Vipers, High Elf team. Alright, so they got block on a lineman. They got 2 blitzers. They've got some SPP on a thrower and a catcher. Some SPP on another lineman. High Elves really don't hit any kind of power until like 13 or 1400. It's just, they're so invested in stats early on with these 8347 and 7348 players that it takes a while and a lot of team value to get the players and the skills. Because you probably want, in this league, you probably want 2 more of these catchers. I think they can have 4. So that's another 180 before you even have the players you want, never mind the skills. But they're elves. They do elf things. They do elf things great. And safe throw and pass to a catcher, that makes for some good plays. Good playing ability. And they're playing the Lumberjack Lap Dancers. Elven Union. Okay. Uh-oh, diving tackle. So they've got 3 catchers, 2 blitzers, and a thrower. So they do have diving tackle on the blitzer. That's going to be annoying if they place it right. That will, block, sidestep, diving tackle is just painful. They're lucky that this guy didn't get 3 more SPP to have dodge before this, because a blodge step diving tackle player is a nightmare to try and get off of you. And in a league like this, that could easily just trade the ball, because this isn't a league where you can easily remove him. I mean, he's AV8, but still. That's going to be an elf off. I just want to see this one have a high score line. I don't care who wins this. I'm not going to try and predict it. Elf offs are going to be hard to predict. I just want to see like a 6-7 or a what's ridiculous, like 8-8 or something, some dumb score in this game where they just harvest SPP. Operation U-Tree and Domini Moody Gets. Domini Moody Gets. Where are they? There they are. Underworld. Yay. This is the one that took the blitzers. The troll has horns. That's probably their captain. Other than that, just a big bench. Why you got such a bench if there's no fouling? That's a little confusing. I would certainly go with 13. But with 15, with no fouling, you are expecting them all to leave the pitch. That's going to be rough. And I'll be interested to see how these mole men level up if you're not allowed the kill stack. Because usually, you go straight kill stack on these guys, put horns on them, and just throw them at things until it dies. So, interested to see what he does there. Their Operation U-Tree is probably on the next page. They have a pending level. cool. On. Oh, right, the word answer who got 12 SPP. He needs to level this game. So, Jaws' 5R, if you don't level this guy this game, if you don't level him, you have lost the game. I don't care how many other elves level. If you don't level this word answer, you lose. I don't care if this catcher hits level 4. If the word answer doesn't level to level 3, you lose. That said, you also need to level up your other word answer because he's so close. Like, I expect both of these word answers and probably this lineman to level up. The lineman, it'll be on throwing passes to everybody else. What was his score last time? 2-1. You got to beat that. You got to beat the 2-1. You need Taloren to score and throw a pass. You need Malue Silla to score, and you need Zezdra to throw 4 passes, which is not hard for elves. Oh boy. Elves versus Underworld. I gotta give this to the Wood Elves. Goblins will do goblin things, but Wood Elves are Wood Elves. They're just nigh on unstoppable. Unexpected Party versus Holy Moonsault. Holy Moonsault is Hyup's leaping Underworld team. He has 1 leaper. He has a lot of very long legs to only have 1 leaper. I don't know why you wouldn't go leap first to at least get the utility of the skill before taking long legs, but Hyup cares not for my efficiency or effectiveness or even usability. He cares only for the memes. So we'll see where this goes. The Skaven Blitzers can't even take leap except on a double, so I don't know what he's going to do with that. Maybe take extra arms and pass block? I don't know. That's not a terrible choice in this league either. You better start getting some interceptions. But he is playing Unexpected Party. I believe that's the dwarf team. Yeah, feels bad, man. Sorry, Hyup. You're in for a rough one this week as you face all of the tackle in the league. All of the tackle in the league is right here on these players. Predictably, he took block on the runner because dwarfs beat dwarfin. So, probably he's going to score on his other runner to level him up this next game and also take block. 4 rerolls. He's ready to do some stuff. Reroll some blocks for greed or dodge and then reroll it. Probably with the 2 agi because why not? So, that one's going to go for the dwarfs. I can't very well give an Underworld team that's mostly goblins any kind of advantage or even footing against dwarves. That's just not going to happen. Alright, Siberian Hopscotch Mafia, a Kislev team versus Great Balls of Ice, a Norse team. Where is the Great Balls of Ice? A Velociraptor. He has a thrower that has picked up Sure Hands. That's good. I expect Strip Ball to be coming heavy in this league also. Has an Ulf really close to leveling. I don't know that you try for the Vanity Pass, but I don't know that you not try for that if you get an opportunity. You know, it's just a bunch of 50%. Not the end of the world. The pass might even be... No, the pass is still 50%. So we got Norse versus Siberian Hopscotch Mafia Kislev. Got an MNG. Strip Ball. There it is. We're seeing Strip Ball. I think one of the ward answers has it, and he's got it on Arcadi. So, that's got to be his captain, though. That's a good choice. Good choice. Probably going to level Grigory and Victor, if I were him. Those are the 2 that I would aim to level, obviously. Where were the Norse? Great Balls of Ice. Yeah, probably you level Stublex Stan and Egghead Edgar, and then from there just whatever, you know. Round Fist Ronnie is a good category, a good choice too. I don't know who to give that to. I'm gonna give it to the Norse just because they got so much block. They got reliability. They can do something. There's something they can do, and that's punch and take a punch. Although block doesn't really help you that much on defense because people aren't taking the both downs unless they have block. So it's really only good offensively right now. But that said, the kislevites still don't have it. Holy Frenzied Leapers versus bloop, Expletive Holy. Alright, Holy Frenzied Leapers are another kislev team. Uh-oh. They have a catcher MNG'd. Is that a Niggle or an MMG? Just an MNG. That's sad. Down to 1 Agi4 and probably, yeah, they're going to be on a loner. So be sure to do lots of leaping with that loner. Don't do that. Don't listen to me. Versus another Wood Elf team. Kislev versus Wood Elves. If you don't like this matchup, learn to like it in this league. Alright, so we have we have Leader. Leader on the thrower on a team with 50k rerolls. I guess you want that efficiency, but there's so many other passing skills. I understand it, but there's so many other passing skills. And putting it on an AV7 player just now. If you only had one, I guess he went with the 1 reroll build to scrimp on the change. So getting the second reroll when you don't have money for it makes perfect sense. Because I guess they are 100k now. It just is funny because I didn't expect it. Hopefully that could have also been the leader or the captain, and the catcher in the hat at 6 out of 16 could have been the one who leveled up. Yeah, let's go look and see who got the SPP here. The catcher in the hat leveled. Yeah, okay. Okay, so that thrower... Which team was that? Oops, that thrower was the captain. Okay, that makes... Can I pick the right team? There we go. Yeah, so that makes sense that you spent all your money on players because those stat lines, man, you need the players. Spent all your money on players to start with 3 catchers, 2 war dancers, and a tree. So you went ahead and took leader on the thrower just to afford that second reroll. And the thrower, I guess, yeah. That's not bad. I like that. I like that choice now. Looking back on it, it just seemed funny. But once again, I gotta give that to the elves. Actually, wait. Holy Frenzied Leapers. No, they're not the ones with strip ball. So I gotta give that to the elves. Oops. Yeah, I gotta give that to the elves. So, Dark Elves, Wood Elves, Humans, Earthquake Valley Vipers, our High Elves versus Lumberjack Lap Dancers, our Elven Union. Oh yeah. That's why I didn't remember who I picked in that one. Yeah, so it's Dark Elves, Wood Elves, Humans, Ridiculous Game, Wood Elves, Dwarves, Norse, Wood Elves. Those are my predictions. I don't remember what I predicted last week. I'll have to go back and watch my preview to see what I predicted and see how I'm doing. Those are my predictions for this week. Get out there, score some points, and do some ridiculous plays. That's all. This has been the recap of the Holy League, Season 1, Week 1. This is Goblin Marine, signing out.